Hello and welcome back to the channel. Let's start today. Information. World leaders are set to convene at the United Nations next week in the midst of escalating geopolitical tensions largely fueled by the war in Ukraine. The competition between Russia and China on the one hand and the United States and Europe on the other to secure support of developing nations adds to the intense atmosphere. The Iraqi delegation will participate in the UN General Assembly meetings led by Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani and Foreign Minister Farhad Hussein. The duo is expected to hold meetings with a slew of world leaders. The spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Soft said Foreign Minister Fuad Hussein arrived in New York yesterday to partake in the meetings. As reported by Reuters, the Russian conflict in Ukraine will once again be a focal point in the annual gathering in New York, which will be personally attended by Ukrainian President for the first time since the onset of the conflict. This year's agenda prominently features concerns of the Southern Hemisphere, roughly acting a growing Western interest in engaging developing countries to ensure their support in isolating Russia. Various high-level meetings during the assembly will focus on the priorities of developing nations in Africa, Latin America, and Asia, including climate issues, health, development financing, and aligning with the Sustainable Development Goals. Before the New York meetings, Western diplomats acknowledge the focus on developing countries while denying any competitive motives behind it, as it only aims to redirect the attention towards fostering cooperation and charting a course towards achieving sustainable development of joy actives globally. And the Kirkuk, a hot oil pipeline which is also the main route for oil exports from Iraqi Kurdistan, will reportedly soon be ready to resume operations. Various media sources quote the Turkish Energy Minister Alps Land by racked up pictured as saying that earthquake damage assessments are nearing completion. Shares in Gulf Keystone Petroleum GP. He closed the day on Friday up more than 15%, while General Energy rose more than 4%. Meanwhile, there are reports that Turkey will file an application with the International Chamber of Commerce (ICC) in an attempt to overturn the arbitration ruling under which Turkey must pay $1.4 billion in damages to Iraq, leading to crude oil exports from the Kurdistan region. And Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani met with Elizabeth Rosenberg, Assistant Secretary of the US Treasury, and/or accompanying delegation on Wednesday. The discussion centered on cooperation between Iraq's financial institutions and the US Treasury, focusing non-government actions to implement financial and banking reforms to combat corruption. Prime Minister al-Sudani emphasized the government's commitment to reforming the banking sector, which serves as a fundamental pillar for economic development. The government has been adopting international standards addressing distortions and imbalances and keeping pace with developments. These reforms have significantly reduced money laundering, dealt with suspicious trade, and curbed corruption. He noted that the government has made substantial progress in implementing reforms in both the public and private financial sectors. Assistant Secretary Rosenberg praised the significant steps taken by the government in financial and banking reform, which will help Iraq revive its economy and enhance its sustainable development programs and plans. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel.